Modes of body language actually define you into four categories. One is responsive, another is reflective, the other is fugitive, and third is combative. Very important that you keep your body language structured in a manner that you want it to be. For example, you are in a communication with your boss or you are in an interview. Your persona should be responsive, reflective, right? Shouldn't be fugitive or combative. So that's very important where you need a certain kind of a body language. Where you need to reflect a certain behavior, it's very, very important. So let's quickly look at what are the traits of a responsive and an eager behavior. The next thing, which is what is a behavior when I will talk about responsive, reflective, combative, and fugitive. Now, I talk about movement front and back and hands open or closed. This is something which is very important while you are communicating with anybody. Whether you are in front, little eager to talk, or you are laid back somewhere behind and you are not actually looking interested. Let's look at some quick pictures that will give you an indicator that what kind of behavior is recommended, what kind of body language is recommended. Because if you master that, you appear better. When you appear better, you actually already are better. Responsive body language. See, whenever I'm talking about responsive body language, your body should not be clenched. Your hand should not be closed so much, right? You should be leaning forward, looking forward to listen to somebody, wanting to hear them out, nodding your head. And this is an open body language approach, which is what we call responsive. Just look at these images. The person who's little more interested is leaning ahead, yeah, has his hands open or maybe just hands held together but not cross folded. And the cross folding is a big step, what you call as the step of not absorbing information. And we will do that thing as well. We need to understand these aspects for an eager and a responsive behavior. Now, when I talk about evaluating behavior, reflected behavior, right? This is something when it's needed when you are discussing or you are doing a certain aspect of thinking. For example, there is a group and people have asked you to think. And your behavior gives an indicator to somebody if you are thinking. If you have your eyes leaned up and you are thinking, or you have a back laid position, it gives an appearance that you are listening, you're absorbing, you're evaluating, right? So this is something which is expected out of you when you are in a conversation, when you are interacting with people. So keep that in mind. It is very important to have this listening, active listening kind of a feeling, as well as eagerness to be associated. These two are important traits when you talk about interviews, when you talk about communication skill discussions. It's very important that you do this. The complete crux is that the person looks interested, person looks positive, and that's what is expected. If a person looks positive, looks eager, see, technical skills I will somehow learn, I will explain him. But if the person is not eager, he's not interested, he's come for an interview but he's not interested, that shouldn't happen. Let's quickly move on to the next behavior that you should avoid in any whichever ways. Yeah, this is a foot tapping, doodling, a slump procedure, behaving as if you don't care. Yeah, and this is a behavior that whenever somebody sees, the first things come to mind is that he doesn't care. So very important, these kind of behaviors are indicative of that. Talking about aggressive behaviors, just look at some of the images. Putting your hands on the arms, folding your arms together, all very tight closing of the clenched fist. Now this is what? This is an aggressive behavior, combative behavior. Just give me an opportunity and I will kill you. Now this is what you should avoid. Cross leg position is also very supremely combative and aggressive. In fact, I will tell you, just recollect some of the most deadly villains. They behave and act in a very combative, non-verbal communication form already. So if you realize that why I felt that aura, why I was somebody who could really see that this guy is a negative person because the body language said it all. Yeah, the guy, the way he was sitting on his chair, the what he was acting like, gave me a negative persona. And that is what is also the part of creating a character. You build non-verbal traits in a person, and that guides you. So very important when you're going through the interviews, please avoid such things because it appears a very negative trait. It gives an impression that this person is very aggressive. He'll fight with me the day I don't agree with me very aggressively beyond the circumstances. So, very important, focus on reflective eagerness, and that will help you get you to a better position. And that's the aim of this complete non-verbal scheme.